A couple of years ago, a geology professor named Paul Hansen, the University of Nebraska, on Twitter, published a LiDAR image. LiDAR, again, is a very detailed topographic map. But it's a LiDAR image showing wagon trail ruts of the old Oregon Trail as it went through Nebraska. I believe this is Interstate 80 right here. You can see the raised road bed of the modern road. Looks like a little wayside, but right through here you can see those wagon ruts that he notes are preserved in, it's a type of soil called loess. It's a wind-blown deposit. But it did get me wondering, although we don't have loess soils as much here in Wisconsin, is it possible that in northeast Wisconsin there is any trace evidence of those old pioneer roads or wagon roads here in northeastern Wisconsin? So you can see these original survey maps from the 1830s. Most of these are from, now this is a little bit incomplete in Brown County, but if you scroll down on the Brown Dog, you can turn on that map layer, and many of these roads are noted. So when you zoom in, we actually visited one of these old pioneer wagon roads on a different earlier video of the Scott Tower Walk. We didn't find any actual evidence of this wagon road right through here, but we did walk in that area, and I had mentioned that, it was there. We knew it was there based on this map. But I was wondering if we could find anything similar to what Paul Hansen found in Nebraska. However, what I've noticed in most places is that those old pioneer roads are not preserved in any sort of physical way, or if they are, it's because they've been turned into modern day roads. That those original roads just kept getting developed, and today some of them are actually turned into private roads. Other ones have been or not private roads, turned into public roadways today. Other ones have been, there's been agricultural, plowing and other things that removed any sort of evidence of ruts or whatnot. So for quite a while now, I've been thinking there really was no evidence like what we saw in Nebraska of an old roadway that still sort of existed today and as it was back in the 1830s. Today that changed a little bit. There is this road on here. It's called Green Bay to Chicago, and that was one of the more well-traveled roadways through the area, and it was actually considered to be a military road. So I guess the military did do some improvements to it and did some grading and some other work on it to make it a more substantial road than just a trail. So I have been kind of focused on that, thinking if there's going to be any evidence from the 1830s still remaining today, it might be on that Green Bay to Chicago road. Until today, though, I really didn't find anything. I had been compiling these maps on top of a LiDAR, very detailed topographic map, and you can see what I've got done so far here. This isn't everything, but these are the roads that I've been able to pull off of those plats so far. And one particular area that I looked at in our video today is actually in the town of Ledgeview. This is Dallas Lane, and here is the Niagara Escarpment, and this is Bower Creek Road. It looks like the road ends right here. It's just because I don't have the original survey map, west of that location. But what we did today is we walked on Dallas Lane, and we got right about to here, talked to the landowner. I know that this line is pretty accurate. It's right on the section line, and so the surveyor marked it as 14 chains north of the PLSS corner, and I have that measured out pretty well. And then we walked in here and walked up this hill. Now, the reason I think this hill, this is the Niagara Escarpment, there has been no plowing, no agricultural use, nothing that would have obliterated the old wagon road. And yet it was still a pretty substantial hill for those wagons to climb up. So I thought that might be our best bet in terms of finding something. And additionally, one other thing that I discovered when I was doing some of this research is that there's actually some public ownership in there. So here again is Dallas Lane, parked right here, and this is owned by the town of Ledgeview, right on the escarpment. So that's what we're going to look at today. All right, so we are starting to walk along Dallas Lane here. I have Sunny on leash because, well, she's excited, and there are some homes that are already here and some others that are going to be here soon. But yeah, we're gonna walk to the end of Dallas Lane here, see if we can find, at least take a look at, eyeball, where that old military road had been located, and see if we can find any trace evidence of the old road going up the hill, up the cliff face or the escarpment, whatever you want to call it. We can see some active development going on. So it is Saturday, and it's still a very nice day. It hasn't snowed in quite a while, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, most of the snow we had is melted, so we've had some mild temperatures, but we do have some snow in the forecast for, I think, tonight and tomorrow. So we might be getting a few inches of snow, and one of the reasons I wanted to get out here and see if we could look at this old military road is this might be actually a perfect time to look for any sort of trace evidence of the road going up that hill, up the escarpment. So one last look at this piece of land before homes start cropping up. It's January 2021. All right, well, I'm getting close to where Dallas Lane crosses now what used to be the old military road. So let me see if I can get that map up here for you. Here we go. All right. And the survey notes, the original notes. So I believe this is really, truly pretty close to where it was. All right, so we are at the base of the hill, the escarpment, where I believe the military road went up. And you can see there is a little bit of a switchback that appears to be built into the hill right there. Hoping this ice I'm walking on here is solid. Looks like it is. So that's kind of interesting. I did talk to the guy who lives here before walking on this property. I know the town owns the land that we're crossing onto right here, at least alongside the hill. But I mean, it's hard to say whether this little terrace spot that Sunny just stepped onto is, whether that's modern or if this is still trace of the old military road. But I do know the road was like right here, went up the hill right here according to the old survey notes. Sunny, let's go this way. So we are walking on what I think may be the best evidence that I've found to date of the old Green Bay to Chicago military road. Yep, looks like it goes right up the hill, right through here. I would say this slope, they probably didn't cut up that way, but that it continued on this way. There's another path right now that goes that way, but according to the old notes, the road went up the hill right through here. So this is, most people around here probably don't know it, but this is a little bit of history here. I mean, this was the main road between Green Bay and Chicago back in the 1830s, and was apparently improved by the military. This is definitely another place that would be interesting to have a metal detector and poke around, see what you can find in and amongst the leaf litter. Obviously, this path is still used today, but it does make sense that this may have been like a wagon road back in the day. I have not found any other very good evidence at all of traces of that old military road, except for places where, you know, it developed into a modern day road. But I've been looking for more natural areas like this, where you would have the road being somewhat sort of as it existed in the past. All right, Sonny, we have to turn around. Sonny, come on. Hey, come on. I believe we get to private land up there. So, yeah, very cool. I'm glad we stopped by and checked this out. Just fun to imagine, you know, horses or oxen or whatever they used back 200 years ago, you know, pulling a wagon and very carefully rolling down this slope right here. Pretty much, again, I believe in exactly the spot we're in right now. Maybe they had a dog running alongside the wagon. Hope we're not on private property. Maybe I am. I think I know the folks that live up the hill here though, so end of public access. Private property beyond that point. But I think where we are here right now is we're okay. Colder today. I don't have gloves on and my fingers are getting quite cold. I mean, we should go back this way. Yeah, this is pretty clearly a path, and it seems odd that topography would change even in 170, 200 years, whatever it was. I would put at least a little bit of money on the fact that this was the old military road right here. And of course used by farmers and others since then. But I'm gonna stick with that idea. All right, I'm gonna sign out.